Hello and welcome back. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more of our campaign in EU4. This is the Schizophrenic Sovereignty campaign, and we are wrapping up the last couple months here of Chagatai. Good comments a couple videos back suggesting that we should probably consider trying to make Afghanistan into a march, or possibly Kazakh, or both, for the stability of Chagatai once we move on to a new tag. Unfortunately, we are at war, and it is a defensive war, and just being at war prevents us from changing them from a vassal into a march, so we can't do that. But as I mentioned, we only have like 3 more months left. Overall, we've definitely made Kazakh pretty stable, and I do feel like it's a pretty good position that we're leaving the AI. Chagahtai's got 2 subjects. They've got an alliance with Jampur, one of the strongest nations in India. They've still got a temporary alliance with Nogai, and then they are protected by Ming, and they're also in a defensive war right now with Ming being capable of hopefully protecting them from any of these other disasters that are happening right now. We've got a civil war that's building up. We've got the pretenders who are trying to enforce demands in 12 months. If this siege doesn't succeed, then, well, we'll see what happens, but for the most part, I think that Chagatai should be fairly stable. One of the last things I'm trying to decide is if it makes sense to force him to take an idea here. He's close to having enough land, with the Renaissance. It'll happen in, like, I think 1 month. If you look here. Yeah, well, within like 6 months or so, he's going to have it in Bechbalik. And then he'll be able to do it, but it's like 2,000 ducats to embrace, and he has no money, so there's that. Tell you what, I'm gonna force him to buy down inflation a little bit further, just to keep things stable as far as that whole thing goes. And then he'll probably end up just firing some advisors soon, would be my guess. I don't know if we want to take an idea, though. Maybe. Maybe we do. Ideas are better, just strictly, like, I mean, you don't want to fall behind on military tech, sure. Military tech is very important, but if you can fall a couple years behind on admin tech, we already have a... Oh, that's unfortunate. We already have, what's it called? Unbalanced research right now. It's barely costing anything. But, taking the idea just makes the tech cheaper in the future, plus we can force him to hopefully get the Renaissance more embraced before he tries to take any more admin tech. I think it will take some. And, we'll go ahead and play this out, so let's see what happens. Okay. Be a battle here by who now? You want military points? That's fine. Apparently Ming's going to use a no-leader army to go engage a 20 stack. That's smart. I think Ming might lose. We just had an annual tick, which is good. Brought the Afghan Liberty Desire down a little bit. Getting more improved relations. Seem to be relatively fine. Somehow Ming is actually doing just fine because of the Defender in the Mountain. Because of the fort. And it's only a 2-1 leader. Nice. And of course he rolls 8s and 6s like every time. Except for that time. That time didn't count. Alright, so we got like, what, 2 weeks to go. And then we're done with Chagatai. And I'm excited to see who we get next. I don't think I'm going to do anything else to this country. So, okay. Random tag switch. We're playing now as Tupinamba. Tupinamba. Alright, so we got to do like TI on off helps out apparently. Tupinamba. That's right. We're in the new world. We have 3 whole provinces. Game is running. Why is the game running? Stop running game. Okay, so we're a new nation, but before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look around and see how things are going for everyone else on the world. So we got Zia. Let's check them out. I'm going to take this episode might actually end up being mostly about assessing the world and just seeing how things have shaped out. We've been playing for not quite 100 years yet, but so far we've played, what is this going to be, Nation 9 at this point. So let's just real quick check out Zia's like development in the ledger. Zia has 137 development. I mean, we could just console command our way and just tag into these countries to take a closer look, but I kind of don't want that to mess up this the thing that makes me switch to a new country, wherever that disaster thing is. It might start taking up again automatically, I don't know. Right, so Zia's got decent development. They're definitely one of the strongest people over here, allied to Panic. They do have Quexcification as one of the provinces that they own. I would have liked to have seen them expand a little bit more. They actually do have a couple forts. One there, level 1 in the capital. How are they doing on institutions? They've got none feudalism, none renaissance, none colonialism. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. They've got tech 446. Not too bad. So overall, definitely the strongest in that area. Seem to be doing fine. After them, we played as Huila, which Huila died. Huila did die. They fell behind on tech. I still feel like I needed to do development to put them in a position where they had a chance. I just personally think that they were just overextended with their subjects. We gave him, a subject here, and I highly doubt he managed it properly. He probably didn't keep the transfer trade power relationship going, which was the primary reason we wanted him as a subject, rather than just conquering it. So we wanted to take the full value of that trade power from the estuary. But, I don't know. I would be 100% sure that if I had kept playing Huila, I would have been able to keep this country stable. But I think that the AI just couldn't quite do it. Let's see, who was next after Huila? I forget now. Let me look it up. Okay, so we had Zia into Huila into Lüneburg. I bet Lüneburg's dead. To be my guess. Lüneburg, unfortunately, is down to a one province minor. Austria, when we played as Austria a little while later, Austria just said, no, you're not allowed to have any of that stuff again. Give it all back. And that wasn't my fault, okay? I declared the war on Poland to try to get Silesia back inside the empire, and then AI Austria just said, nah, sorry, dog. We're going to go ahead and use all of this war score to wreck Lüneburg because reasons. And Silesia is still controlled by Poland, still outside the empire, causing penalties to imperial authority. I have to imagine that he's got 2 reforms passed, 15.5 imperial authority, still controlled by Austria. But as far as Lüneburg goes, about the only thing he got out of us playing his country is that he's got 36 development, which is nice. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But that's all he's got. Let's see. After Lüneburg, we had Kara. Don't worry. Before we start playing as our new nation, we will take a look at like the religious map mode and that kind of stuff. But we're going to go through all the countries first. Kara still exists. Kara has military tech 9. While countries like, say, the Ottomans have tech 10, Poland's on tech 9, France is on tech 9. Hey, Gascony. England's on 10. I believe Austria's probably on. Yep, 9. So about 9s and 10s. So Kara seems to be doing pretty well. They're a bit behind on admin tech. They're doing fine on Diplo and Mill. I don't know why they're so far behind on admin tech. What's up with that? They've gone administrative ideas. 2 so far. Perhaps his previous ruler had really poor admin points. I'm not sure. But how's his relationship status? Allied to the Ottomans, allied with Biapis. So yeah, he's got a very secure alliance here until the Ottomans decides that he wants that land. Once the Ottomans decides, hey, the Mamluks isn't enough, I want more, Kara will probably lose the alliance and then die. But hopefully he'll stay up on tech and I mean, he's doing okay. Let's see what kind of development does Kara have? Or not Kara, sorry. Yeah, it is Kara. With a Q though, right? How do you spell Q? Q. Kara, Q. Let's see, I gotta sing the song. There he is. Okay. 304 development. How does that compare to like the Ottomans, for example? Somebody also wanted to look at the Great Powers list. Ottomans have 800, Kara has 300. Okay, so he's quite a bit weaker, but he's about as strong as the Mamluks are. So, maybe. Didn't we leave him with a subject as well? I thought I gave him a subject or 2. I'm not sure. He still has some half cores, some territories. He might be out of state slots, I'm not sure about that either. But seems to be doing pretty well overall. After Kara, we got to play as Ming. Ming is probably like the most dynamic change that we've made to the campaign by, well, I didn't really expand at all. I gave him some protectorates, which, as we know, he's at war protecting Chagatai right now. But beyond giving him some new protectorates, really the only thing I did is just force spawn the Renaissance and then jumpstart him into colonialism. Colonialism is spreading like crazy in Asia, and just out of curiosity, it's like it is in Portugal. Portugal has a colonial nation, probably, I think, so that's why they're getting it. Do they? They do. They've got Portuguese Brazil. Oh shit, this is gonna be fun. Right, so fun. Portuguese Brazil exists, but has apparently lost land. That's how oh my god, Tupinamba conquered the Portuguese colonies. That's why Tupinamba, a formerly one province minor country, has more land. So Portugal must have created a colonial nation and then just lost all of their wars. Did they lose their alliance to Castile or something? No. Castile and England. They just seem to be incapable of actually... I wonder if Portugal told his subject to attack the natives and then the natives beat him. And then that way Portugal wouldn't have been able to call in his allies, probably, because it'd be an offensive war and they wouldn't want to join a distant war. There's got to be some explanation for why this has happened. But anyway, long story short is that we are seeing some institution spread. Colonialism is now finally spreading into the new, into this area, into the Iberian Peninsula. Looks like Sevilla is about to pick it up very, very quickly. Once it gets there, looks like it'll probably spread all the way through Castile, and then it'll start working its way the rest of the way. But I'm curious, does England have anything? Not a single bit. He's done some development in his capital, so he's got a little bit, 26%, but nothing else going on. Did he even go colonial ideas yet? No, he went economic trade, so he's a long way off. France, any colonial? Nope. Oh, nothing going on there. I don't think Scotland usually does. No, they did. They did take exploration. But they've been beaten up, so I don't think they're going to be spending much money on colonization just yet. Castile definitely has some. Exploration first, then expansion. So he's going hard on colonialism. Same thing with Portugal. Denmark is no colonialism, and I don't think that Sweden as a subject is even allowed to take it. So that's going to be pretty much it. Morocco can, I think, but I don't know if it's random. I don't remember now. So yeah, looks like pretty much just Scotland and Castile, Portugal. I think that's it. I think those are the only three that we saw with any kind of colonial capacity right now. Norway does get a colonist as a free idea, but Norway's gone. So that's not going to happen. So we're going to see pretty much just going to go Portugal, Castile, Aragon, up through France, and eventually... Actually, I don't even know if England is going to get it, because if France does win this war he's in right now and reconquers all these cores, they'll have hostile relations, and even if France has it, he's not going to spread it across the Straits of Dover. England might never get it until he actually takes the damn exploration himself. Well, actually, if Scotland colonized, that could happen. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, long story short, why are we looking at Ming? We were looking at Ming because we were looking at institution spread, and institution of colonialism spawned in Ming. This is where it spawned. That's cool and fun. All right, after Ming, we played as Austria. Austria was mean to Lüneburg. Austria did get the, I think before we played them, they had gotten the Burgundian inheritance, and we did like one war for our own land. We connected our territory, which isn't really necessary when you are the emperor, because you can always have free access inside the empire as long as you are at war. But just having that connection, it can help out with the AI's like decision making, like what kind of land they want to conquer. And then beyond that, I don't know, we just kind of kept him in charge for a while. He's got religious offensive, nearly finished religious ideas. All right, let's go ahead and do it. I know everyone wants to know, how is the religious situation looking? So we've got, let's see, Reformed is looking actually stronger to me than Protestant is right now. Right, where are the centers? We've got a Protestant center in Aachen, a Protestant center in Hamburg, and the final Protestant center is in Stockholm. Okay, so it looks like Protestants pretty strong up in Scandinavia, but I don't know, these are not looking like they're in a very good spot. One is directly adjacent to Austria, so if he finishes his final idea in religious, he'll probably enforce religious unity on Aachen, and if he does, that center of reformation will die. If he forces him to convert, to embrace Catholic, just regular Catholic, then that'll happen. And then where was the other one again? The other center was in another one province minor up here, Hamburg. Austria doesn't border him, but Hamburg is allied to East Frisia and Pomerania. East Frisia and Pomerania. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like Austria has an easy CB against those guys, but he could easily end up at war with them and force their it's really dangerous for their Protestant centers of Reformation to be in one province minors, because all it takes is one peace deal to destroy them. So, interesting. Okay, so that's Austria. After Austria, we had Cazembe. Cazembe was this guy down here. I gotta say, I'm awfully concerned about Kazembe's position, simply because I think that he is going to get himself killed. This I like. I like that Kilwa lost Mutapa. I think that these like spawn via event, I think, at one point. In 1513. So yeah, 7 years ago it was annexed by Mutapa. This wasn't like a... Okay, so they had separatists. I don't know if they just like spawn out of nowhere or if they get an event that increases unrest or something. But that's usually what I think what causes Mutapa to spawn. And I was kind of worried that Kazembe was going to colonize in one of these provinces adjacent to Kilwa, giving Kilwa the ability to claim on them and then come kill them, because Kilwa's on Tech 8 to Kazembe's Tech 6. He's still in a pretty weak position as far as technology goes, but as far as everything else goes, he's got a march here still. He's got colonial ideas. He's been growing. I don't remember which land we gained for him, but he is growing. And he's got an alliance here. He's got 2 alliances, the march, and that looks like it's about it. And institution-wise, nothing. He might actually be one of the first people in this area to get feudalism if he does colonize adjacent to Kilwa. No Renaissance, no colonialism. So, okay, and then after Kazembe, we had... I think after Kazembe was Chagatai, if I remember correctly. Yep, that sounds right. And we all know how Chagatai just wrapped up, and I think that we'll probably pay attention to them over time, but for now, let's go and inspect our new country. Tupinambe. Tupinambe. Alright, so let's take a couple minutes here to assess our situation. We have no advisors, making 2.71 ducats a month. We are over 5% inflation, which is kind of dangerous. We're gaining 0.23 because we apparently have a freaking gold mine. Nice. Nice. Villa Rica has gold. So the chances of actually having gold in this territory is not very high. Well, 12.5%. I guess it is one of the more likely ones. Gems, gold, tropical wood. So it looks like this country like was migrating around and got lucky, just found a gold mine. In the capital with 0% autonomy, super great. Making lots of money per month just based off that. I mean, seriously, that's like half of our income is that 2 gold. So we'll need to buy down inflation a little bit. Probably want to focus on admin. He already is. Good. We have a 424 consort regents. We have apparently a regency in place right now. Our heir is pretty bad. Weak claim. Pretty bad stats. Our current ruler is pretty good, actually, with just personality trait. 2 out of 4 relations. We got a royal marriage and alliance with the other guy. Tupiniquim and Tapua. Yeah, we were definitely all partnered up against Portugal in this previous war. 100% chance. What kind of truce timers do we have? Let's take a look at the history. We passed the Blasphemy Act. The bloody Tupinamban conquest of Rio de Janeiro ended after 2 years, resulting in conquest. On 24 December 1477, the faithful of Crato spurned the path of righteousness and converted to animist. Okay. Feudal monarchy was instituted. I'm guessing what probably ended up happening is the, we were a one-province minor, New World nation, and we clicked the button to like steal the technology from our neighbor, which is how we got caught up to 689 on technology. I mean, we are way up there when it comes to tech for this time frame right now. Portuguese is apparently our primary culture. We could culture shift to Portuguese right now if we wanted to. Well, considering that Portugal is the only one colonizing here, maybe we should. That way this land would be primary culture when we conquer it. Got pretty low mercantilism. We are, I think I said, yeah, feudal monarchy. So we've just embraced that. We have apparently religious ideas. Yuck. Our state religion is Catholic. We're at 100% religious unity. Everything is already our religion. Apparently Austria is defender of the faith. Okay, so we got rid of animist. Yeah, it looks like we basically become Portugal. We become one of the Portuguese colonies. Okay. Interesting. So what if we were to vassal... Wow, look at that. 663 Viceroy. If we were to vassalize Portuguese Brazil, then we could have a subject who can colonize as well. But what's weird about that is that there shouldn't even be a colonial nation in this area because our capital's in this area. So I don't even know if they can be a subject. I think they would just turn into a regular vassal, but that regular vassal, I guess, would be fine because they already have expansion ideas. Yeah, that could actually be decent. Having another colonizer here, because we don't have any colonization. Our ideas give us manpower recovery, reinforcement speed. We don't have any of these filled out yet, but if we had them, we have stability cost modifier, a little bit of prestige decay, some infantry combat ability, even more manpower. Production efficiency could be decent with a gold mine. Yearly army tradition decay and fort defense plus 10%, and our infantry get cheaper. Actually, I don't know if production efficiency... I don't think production efficiency affects gold mines. Yeah, it doesn't. It's 40 gold per 1 goods produced, and we have exactly 0.6 goods produced, which is why it's 24 gold per year, 2 gold a month. The production efficiency won't affect the gold mine at all. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a look around, see what our options are as far as conquest and expansion go, and see what we can do. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the campaign, and I'll see you soon.